Hi, I'm with Amit from the Perth team, and he's a new partner in our assurance and advisory team. And we're just having a chat today to just find out a little bit more about him and just a little bit of background. So, Amit, I'm interested in what qualities does someone in your service line and profession need to have?
Michelle, look, really, no, thanks. Thanks for the introduction. I've been in the profession for very long, doing auditing for 15 years, and pretty much that's what I did for a long period of time before I joined Commerce, and I was at a group financial controller at a large energy company here. But somehow it looks to me like there was a calling of coming back into the profession, and starting to do audits again. So I joined the firm back again on 1 December. And look, why auditing, or what qualities does someone need to have in the profession? Now, from when I remember, auditing has really come a long way since I did my internship, probably about 25 years ago, and probably showing my age here, is the responsibilities and accountability on an auditor has significantly increased. There is significant societal expectation and regulatory expectation of what an auditor is really expected to sort of look at. And people have this common misconception that an auditor is just a numbers nerd, and really just looks at the numbers and that's about it. And I think that is true to a fact. But really, an auditing requires a lot more than that. I mean, firstly, an auditor has to have a really curious and questioning mind. As I said, there's a lot of expectations, and regulators expect, are you asking the right questions to know whether you have confidence in the numbers? And the auditor always has to remain very skeptical in what they're looking at and deriving conclusions from what they sort of look at and the many pieces of evidence that they really gather as part of their audit. But last but not the least, and that's sort of my drive, and the reason why I keep drawing back to the profession is being an auditor first and foremost is always about understanding the business, what the business does, what your client's business is about, developing an expectation that hence what I should see in the numbers, and then actually going and auditing the numbers. And very often, I think when people come into the profession, we start the reverse way. I'm quite passionate about training our graduates and trying to decide that the best way to get confidence in your numbers is know your business, know your client's business, know what they do, and auditing and knowing the numbers will be quite a piece of cake. So yeah, that's why I really like coming back into the profession and what I think.
Fantastic, and it's so great to kind of hear and see that passion coming through with your response. So tell me, what do you do to unwind then?
Yeah, look, probably not a surprise. I'd really love to spend time in the kitchen. Sometimes that's a little bit of me time as well in there. If I just want to get away from something, or even if I'm in the right mood. If I'm in a great mood, I love to be in the kitchen. We'll stir up something. And if I'm not so in a great mood, I need to have a me time. I'll ask everybody to leave me alone and I'll be in the kitchen. So it sort of works both ways. My wife does all the cooking at home. She's a fabulous, fabulous cook. I'll never be able to sort of mirror her. But I'm one of probably the one that likes to do a lot of experiments. So I might mix a few things and recipes here and there, and try to mix sort of non-traditional ingredients, I guess, if we put it that way. So that's me. Really, in the kitchen is probably what I really like to unwind and doing, because I think just the whole experience of doing stuff, being with the spices, and also being in Australia for the last 15 years and being away from home, it's probably one of my ways of just trying to connect and just remember home in my own way. Yeah.
Reconnect with culture. Completely get that.
Right. Michelle, obviously, we're joined today by Michelle as well. Michelle's a principal in our Melbourne office, and Michelle has been with the firm for a good period of time, and it's always good to see somebody so long-serving and loyal to the firm, which is fantastic. So, Michelle, a little bit about yourself.
So, I've been with RSM since I started as a graduate, and that was 13 odd years ago. And more recently, I have just come back from maternity leave after the birth of my twin daughters. So,
fabulous.
Some could quite say that that's the challenge that has gotten to me for where I am today. But I actually recall an incident early in my career where I was overlooked for a promotion, and I was shattered. I was heartbroken, and I was really disheartened because I thought that at that level promotions would have been easier to come by. And I actually spoke to a mentor of mine about it, and he said, look, I think you really should talk to the partner involved and just try to clarify what's going on. I was terrified. I was so scared to talk to him about it, and I got pushed a little bit, and it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. It opened my eyes. There was a couple of home truths that kind of came to light, and I think that as a result, my development has been progressed so much further because we've had that open dialogue. We've been able to be really clear on career expectations, and it's really helped and it's shaped the person that I am now. And that partner that I was, scared of is a great mentor and friend of mine, and the biggest support. And I would encourage anyone that's starting out in their career that feeling a little bit uneasy on their feet to kind of just talk up, and because it really is, we're all humans and we're all people with feelings, and it can really help you the way you shape your career, and it certainly did for me.
That is fantastic, and it's just so great that partners at the firm have kind of supported you and taken it so positively in that way, and then mentored that through, because I guess there's no substitute for experience. And sometimes when you've been in the firm, it's very easy to lose someone, but just getting someone and then building that experience back again is always a challenge. So, people like you, great asset, I'm sure, to the Melbourne BI team. Now, Michelle, what is the one thing that you think people may not be aware of you? What's the one fun fact that people would like to know about Michelle today?
Well, it's a little bit fun, and probably it's a little bit of the old Michelle, but I actually went to Hong Kong probably about 7 years ago to represent the Melbourne Cricket Club in a netball tournament. So we went to the Hong Kong Cricket Club, and we were there for a week with a whole lot of other MCC Melbourne Cricket Club teams, and did a bit of a competition. And so I was quite the competitive netballer back in the day. So in a past life, I'm sure, and I was Australian Diamond, but at 5'2" probably was never going to progress, in this day and age.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic. And I think when you look at so many people across the profession, it's about the all-round personality that makes you up, and it shows, which is fantastic. And I hope that's not anything to do with the Geelong Cats kind of poster out there. And I hope you're not a Geelong Cats fan out there.
No. So as I mentioned, I've got 2 daughters. They're twins, and they're 2.5, and they're starting to mimic and copy everything that me and my husband say. So at the moment, the battle is on to who gets what, but I'm a mad Bombers supporter. So red and black all the way. So although there is a Geelong Cats poster behind me, I can tell you that there's a lot of Essendon paraphernalia throughout the house as well. So current record stance is about 50% each. We've got 1 child each, so we'll see how we go.
Fantastic. And if you ever need somebody very neutral, you could always send them to the West and be an Eagle supporter. Is that what I would say? I would settle the dispute forever.